All right, hello everybody. Now we are sitting at the third shift. We are looking into the questions which were asked in the third shift of the 1st of July CHSL examination. So I would want all of you to focus here really, really well. Okay, I'm just increasing the font size for your eyes only. And okay, so the method of separating a mixture of soluble solids by dissolving them in a suitable hot solvent and then lowering the temperature slowly is called. This is a definition based question, so fractional crystallization is the answer. Okay, fractional crystallization. All the other options are given here. It is a method used to separate a mixture of soluble solids by taking advantage of their different solubility levels. So what happens is the temperature is made variable, or the temperature is reduced. The temperature is, see, first of all, the let's assume there's water and salt. Okay, there is water plus salt. So what happens is, now I have heated the solution to allow excess of salt to be mixed. Okay, to be mixed. As now excess of salt has already been mixed, now I will cool it slowly. Now I will cool it slowly. Now cooling it slowly would allow me to receive small crystals, small crystals of salt back. Okay, I'll get the small crystals of salt back. So this is called fractional crystallization. Please read everything that's here. You may pause the video and read, because I'll be moving on to the next question now. Okay. Which folk music is based on Mahabharata with Bhima portrayed as hero? Okay, so I believe Pandavani is the answer, and this is again a factual question out of static GK. I would want you to read about it. Okay, here Mando is a Goan option, is a Goan folk music. Dandiya is a dance. Okay, Dandiya is a dance. Uh, then Alha is a folk music of Bundelkhand. Okay, Alha is a folk music of folk traditional from Bundelkhand. Okay, Bundelkhand means, I believe it's UP. Okay, moving on. Who's known as the father of Carnatic music? Okay, father of Carnatic music. The father of Carnatic music is again a factual static GK question. It's Purandra Dasa. Purandra Das. Okay, so this is pretty factual. All the other options are discussed down here. Okay, please read the left hand side. Please pause the video. Please leave the read the left hand side. It's going to be really helpful. It has all the data over here. Won't be able to read everything. Okay, moving on. How might ICT enhance the openness of e-land records? Okay, ICT is information and communication technology. Okay, ICT, it is info plus communication technology. Information plus communication technology. So how will it help enhance the openness of e-land records? See, enforcing strict regulations cannot be enforced just with the help of ICT. Okay, manual record updates and amendments, it is not going to see, we wish to bring a bigger change. If we are introducing technology, we wish to receive a bigger change, so this is a very small change. Option C, reducing the need of land surveys and assessments. ICT will definitely help, but it is not going to. This is not going to be a groundbreaking thing, which isn't going to happen. Which is going to happen. Land surveys will still take the same amount of time. Enabling quick search and retrieval of land records. The biggest problem with the e-land records is that there are not enough land records available. Okay, so enabling quick search of retrieval of land records is the biggest thing which it will help. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Moving on. Which language is known as Italian of the East? It's Telugu. Telugu, the reason has been mentioned here very, very clearly. The language has a lot of vowel ending words, making it sound soft and euphonic, somewhat similar to Italian. It is mellifluous, melodious in nature, which resembles the rhythmic and musical quality of Italian. All right, moving on. The drain of wealth argument. Who among the following stated that Britain was completely draining India. The one who wrote a paper of poverty and un-British rule. It was a paper or a book. Naroji presented this theory in his book Poverty and Un-British Rule, published in 1901. Okay, published in 1901. So drain of wealth theory was written over here only. Then there is another option of Badruddin Tyabji. Badruddin Tyabji. He was a noted freedom fighter and he was the first Muslim president of Indian National Congress. Okay, so we were talking about poverty and un-British rule. Badruddin Tyabji was the first Muslim president of Indian National Congress. Okay, Lala Lajpat Rai was known as the Lion of Punjab, and Bal Gangadhar Tilak was just a fervent advocate of Swaraj. He was also a nationalist. I am not trying to demean everybody. Everybody is equally good over here. In the field of hockey, dash occurs when a player pushes the ball and raises it off the ground. Center pass means you center pass here. I'll just gonna tell the if let's assume that this is the hockey field. This is the hockey field. This is the center. Center pass means you have to restart the game from the center. Okay, this is center pass. Center pass. Then slap. See if this is the hockey stick. This J. If a player slaps the ball, slaps the ball. So it's not considered a foul. It is just touching the ball, slapping the ball from left and right, trying to keep it in the center. Flick means pushing the ball upwards. Okay, this is flick. Flick means pushing the ball upwards, and bully is also at one time when the game stops, when two people or both the teams are not allowing the game to move forward. So only two players come in the center or come at a designated place which is designated by the referee, and they play. Okay, that is bully. So flick is the answer over here. Moving on, what is the name of the highest peak of Eastern Ghats? The Eastern Ghats highest peak is called Mahendragiri. Again, a good factual question. You must remember it by each and every chance. Kanchenjunga is the third highest peak. Anai Modi is the highest peak of Western Ghats and South India. And Khasi are the hills which are in Meghalaya. Okay, Meghalaya hills, Khasi hills, Garo and Khasi hills. Moving on. Writ of mandamus is a fundamental right classifiable under constitutional remedies. Okay, so all the writs are mentioned under the right to constitutional remedies, and they are part of Article 32 of the Constitution. Okay, the uh, the clarity which I'd like to give you over here is there are five writs which are possible according to the Constitution of India, according to Article 32. They are mandamus, habeas corpus, prohibition, certiorari, and quo warranto. Quo warranto. Okay, I'll be discussing about them in the upcoming questions. Moving on, which of the following is not associated with the Industrial Policy Revolution Resolution of 1956? See, we are talking about the year 1956. The industries were definitely classified in three parts. Regional equality was definitely promoted. A system of licenses for the private sector was introduced. Yes, everything is fine, but it did not form the basis of the third 5 year plan. Okay, the industrial policy did play a crucial role. I think I have messed a little with this, so I'll increase it. No, no, still not correct. But I believe you are able to read it. Okay. The industrial policy played a crucial role in shaping India's industrial infrastructure post independence, but they did not specifically form the basis of the third 5 year plan. Okay. The third 5 year plan was focusing on agriculture, irrigation, and power development. Got it? Got it? Schedule A, Schedule B, and remaining industries under private sector, this was definitely done. I hope this is clear. Moving on. Which of the following planets do not have ring around it? Okay, particularly the planets which are closer to the moon, sun. Okay, this is the sun, and these are the planets, the nine planets. Okay, one, two, three, four, then five, six, seven, eight, up to nine. Okay, so these are nine planets. So the first three planets, or the first Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. Okay, now there is an asteroid belt. And in this asteroid belt, there is the planet Ceres, Ceres planet. Okay, and this is the smallest dwarf planet. Smallest dwarf planet, and this is definitely 2.8 times the distance between Sun and Earth. Okay, we have asteroid belt over here between Mars and Jupiter. So all the planets or half of the planets which are before Mars do not have any ring around them, and all the planets after Mars, like Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, we have 8 planets, not 9 planets. I am sorry for committing that blunder. Okay, so these no belt, no ring, and this has rings. Okay, no rings, and these have rings. So Mercury is the answer. You may read everything from here. Okay, in MS Word, which option allows you to align text in a way that it appears vertically at the bottom of a cell or a text box? So, bottom alignment, simple as that. Very logical question. Okay. Had it talked about justification alignment, see, the center alignment means center. The center alignment means center. This is the center. The center alignment means center, or the middle. The distributed alignment means it is spread across. Justifying alignment means it is spread across in a defined manner. In a defined manner. Distributed is spread across but not defined manner. Not defined manner. In a well-defined manner. Okay. So bottom alignment means bringing it down to the bottom. Please read everything else. Okay, I'll take a little above as well. Which group of animals has segmented spinal columns together with few primitive forms in which backbone is represented by a notochord? The answer is vertebrata. You will have to read a little about it over here. Okay. Vertebrata is a subphylum that encompasses all animals with a segmented spinal column. Okay. Moving on. 2022 NGT advised which of the following ministries to form a three-member panel to formulate safeguards and guidelines to be followed by the state environmental impact assessment authorities. See, it is focusing on environment, so Ministry of Environment and Forest and Climate Change. So this is the answer. Please read a little about it. NGT is a specialized body equipped with the necessary expertise to handle environmental disputes involving multidisciplinary issues. Okay, so this is pretty much about it. Moving on. Articles of the constitution cannot be amended with simple majority. Okay, I will first try to identify all the articles. This is the article 2 is name of states. Article 3 is the size or new territory of the states. Then article 169 is something which I will have to check. Article 169 is particularly legislative council. Legislative council creation. So what happens in legislative council creation? In legislative council creation, it is basically it is an amendment which needs to be done to create legislative councils in any of the states. The reason of creating legislative council is because sometimes the size of the state is too huge, or the population is too huge. Size or population which forces the parliament to create legislative council. Otherwise, legislative assemblies are present across all the states in the country. Talking about there are six states and there is a seventh state as well. Okay, there are 6 states which already have legislative councils in them. There are 6 states which already have legislative legislative council with them. So the 6 states are Andhra, Andhra, Karnataka, Telangana, Maharashtra. See, there's no seventh state. I'll tell you why. Andhra, Karnataka, Telangana, Maharashtra, Bihar, and Uttar Pradesh. Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. So Telangana is the latest state to demand legislative council creation. But in Article 21, it means right to life. Okay, it means right to life, and right to life cannot be amended simply. It needs special majority, and it is the one of the fundamental rights. It is one of the fundamental rights. Okay, Article 21 is the answer over here. You may read everything about it over here. Moving on, Dash sworn in as the Central Vigilance Commissioner. Okay, another Srivastava. The answer of the first one was also Srivastava when we were talking about. I believe the options were S. Jayashankar and everybody. Shringla was also one of the options. It was done in the last slide. Okay, so Praveen Kumar Srivastava was sworn in as a CVC on 29th May 2023. How is the structure of health? How is the structure of health infrastructure and healthcare system in India? How many? It's basically asking how many levels are there. So there are basically three levels. Three levels. Then there are primary health centers, which are based in villages. Then there are secondary health centers. Secondary health centers, they are based out of districts. Then there are tertiary health centers. Tertiary health centers. These are specialized, specialized, and city oblique state level. Okay, so it's a three-tier system. Always remember this. You may read about it over here. Primary, secondary. The secondary one is definitely in the district level, but it is also called a community level. Okay, districts are, I'm gonna write it here, community level. It is also community level. Okay. Moving on, the festival of Holi comes every year in the season of spring. It is pretty hot. It's usually in the month of March. Okay, you may read about it over here. Which year did Indian archers participate in the Olympics for the first time? Archery is a relatively new sport for India. So the latest one out of this is 1988. So that is the particular answer over here. Okay, you may read about it. Seoul Olympics was the first time they were contesting. Okay. What is the circumference of the International Football Association Board approved football? So I'll be telling you both the answers. One of them is 68 to this, 68 to 70. This is football. Football is 68 to 70. And then there is basketball. It is 74.5 centimeters. Okay. This is also 29 and a half inches. And this is 27 to 28 inches. Okay, I hope this is clear to everybody. The size of the football and the size of the basketball that is used according to the international standards. Okay, you can see it over here. Who is the author of Nata Shastra? Very standard question. Bharat Muni is the answer. You may read about it over here. As compared to monopolistic competition, the demand curve in a monopoly is as compared to monopolistic competition. See, what happens is monopolistic competition is that monopolistic, see, I'm going to write it MC. Monopolistic competition, the buyers are huge and the sellers are also huge. So if there is a fall in demand, then the price will not change. Okay, if the demand falls, then everybody will not, all the sellers will not selling the goods for cheap. It is going to take a very long time. If the demand comes down to zero, then only there is a possibility that cheap things would be sold. So there is, things are not going to go cheap. But in a monopoly, or even if yeah, in a monopoly, if the price of a commodity goes down, then the or a demand of a commodity goes down, then the price or then the price, if the demand goes down, then the price would also go down, but not terribly down. Okay, because it is a monopoly. Because it is a monopoly, so less elastic is the answer over here. You may read the distinction about it over here. Okay, moving on. um, which country do the Vedas traditional forest dwellers who foraged, hunted, and lived in close-knit groups in caves in the dense jungles? Okay, so the answer over here is Sri Lanka. I clicked the wrong answer. Okay, you may read about it over here. Who among the following terms, which amongst the following terms was used for the land given to Brahmins during Chola Empire? Okay, the the land given to Brahmins were called Brahmadya, and the description of all other types of lands is given over here. Vilanvagai, lands for non-Brahmins present that were taxable. Shalabhoga, lands for the maintenance of educational institutions, and Tirunmatu Kani. Tirunmatu Kani were the lands given for religious purposes. You can also relate with this that Tirunmatu Kani is a little similar to the place called Tirumala, which is a sacred place in the south of India. So, Tirumala is a sacred place or a holy place. So, from here you can understand this was the land was given to was assigned for religious purposes. Okay. Which of the following states launched the first migration monitoring system in the year 2022? So, Maharashtra, it was seen in the news that Maharashtra had a problem with a large influx of people from across the country, particularly UP and Bihar. So they launched the system of migration monitoring system to facilitate policies in such a manner that the migration can be controlled. Controlled in the sense they can provide facilities to the people who are migrating, or they can identify which of the cities need a lot of development, and they can provide the data to them. All right. So thank you so much. You may see a little about it over here. Okay. So yep. Thank you so much.